Alright, hey guys, a couple people have asked about, in my truck I swapped in this steering wheel, this type steering wheel into my Dakota and wired it up that it works, and wanted to know how and what was kind of involved. Now I gathered up some extra parts here and I'll try and give a quick idea of what's involved. Alright, so first we're going to start with, on this steering wheel, the airbag has two charges in it, and on the original Dakota unit there's a plug here that only has one wire coming out of it. This is the clock spring from the Dakota. Well, you can buy the Dodge Caravan version, which is this one, which has the two airbag plugs. So what I did was I bought that, and I just, it's two screws, one there, and then this comes off, and this just sits right on there. The only thing I've changed is this little white thing here. This is actually the Caravan one. It's really big. The Dakota one, actually these two prongs are just tiny. So if you leave this white clip in here, when you try to use your turn signal, it won't rotate because these big things get caught. So all you do is you just swap these pieces out here, and that's just these. There's two tiny clips on each side that you push through, and then this pops out, and then you put this one on. This one's black actually, and it pops right in, and then it works perfectly. The only other thing is with this is these two here are your radio controls and your like cruise control buttons and stuff like that. On this type of steering wheel, it takes this bigger plug here, which is this bigger plug, right? There's 6 wires in this plug, but there are also 6 wires here, 2 in this one and 4 in this one. And what I did was take the existing plugs from my truck and remove this connector here and put the corresponding wires into those so that it plugs directly into here. So those two are plugged in, then the airbag gets plugged in. It's perfectly nice. Then there's this one here, is the horn, which gets plugged in right there. So that everything plugs in and works just fine. The other thing people were asking about was, does it fit on the shaft? Well, the Dakota shaft has a flat spot on this side, and this steering wheel is completely round and has some tiny teeth. If you take a Dremel and just sand that hole out until it's smooth in there, it fits directly on the shaft. Okay? Then what you do is you take a drill and drill into the side and tap it to take one of these grub screws. Now this one's really long, just so I could show, and turn it, and then what you do is you set it to where it needs to be, where the flat spot is on the steering wheel, and this, on the correct size grub screw, this will be down inside of here, so that it won't be sticking out anymore. And then you slide it on, and it holds it nice and firm. And then you have your bolt that goes down through the center of the steering shaft that holds it down on. That grub screw just kind of provides that flat spot to keep it indexed. But that about covers everything on that for now. Maybe when it gets warmer out, I will do another swap onto my other Dakota and show it all going together. Oh, one more thing I forgot there. This part right here, this little nub, on the Dakotas, it's up further towards the center of the axis than on the newer ones. So when you try, and that sits into this slot right here, so that when you turn the steering wheel, this turns the clock spring. There were 2 ways to deal with this. I might go about it another way on the next one. One way is to epoxy another nub down about right there and get rid of this one completely. Or on these steering wheels, this is kind of ovaled, and that thing just barely misses the hole. So what I ended up doing was cutting this out a little bit and then using some it was like steel putty, and just making it loop up a little bit better, a little bit larger, so that it fit into that, and it works just fine. So yeah, hopefully it gets warmer, I'll do an actual how-to and show everything. But I've had quite a few messages about it, and people have seen it on the street, have wondered how I got it in there working, and so I just wanted to give this kind of quick tutorial overlook. Alright, thanks guys.